Should I get a partner in wholesaling real estate? Guys, it's Rick Ginn here with Flip with Rick. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button to continue to receive the absolute best information on wholesaling. Let me ask you, do you need a partner in wholesaling real estate, or are you considering adding a partner to your business? Now, before you make a decision on this, if you're in the process of going, hey, I want to bring on a partner, or hey, Rick, should I really bring on a partner? I'm going to break down a simple series of 4 questions to help you answer this question. Number 1, why are you seeking a partner? And this question should help you explore why you're doing it. Are you looking for someone to do something that you're not that great at? Maybe you're an excellent operator and you're looking for someone for the sales and marketing piece. Maybe you're looking for somebody to do all the work for you. Like, is that what you think you're going to accomplish with a partnership? It's an honest question you have to ask yourself. And until you get that answer, don't make any decisions on a partnership. So number 1 is really just a simple why. Why am I doing this? Number 2, what skills does your new potential partner bring to the table for you? If I'm going to consider bringing in a partner, I'm going to make sure that they accent something that I'm not really good at or something I absolutely don't want to do. And if you bring in 2 really, really good salespeople and that's all they love to do, then it's going to create some problems for you because nobody wants to do the work that they don't want to do. Maybe it's accounting. Maybe they don't want to touch marketing. Maybe they don't want to do any type of like customer service or anything like that. You might have some issues. Just like in a good like marriage, because that's what a partnership is. Really, it's a marriage. It is a legal binding agreement you're entering into. Assets, liabilities, bank accounts, tax returns, absolutely everything. So you have to consider it. And here's a little secret I'm going to share with you. If you think getting a partnership is going to make your life easier, it's actually quite the opposite. Partnerships get complicated because a lot of people go into, oh, this would be great. We'll just do it like a partnership, and they don't answer these questions. So I've given you the first 2. Let's roll on to question number 3. What are your core values? And the reason you have to answer this question is your core values should align with the partner you're bringing in, not the skill set. So don't mix the 2 up. Someone could be good at sales and marketing. Someone can be a really good operator, knows how to do follow-up, how to get employees to follow guidelines, standard operating procedures. And that is not core value. Core value is basically what defines you, what makes you tick. Everybody has 3 or 4 core values that you basically live and die by. I just share like my biggest core values are honesty, integrity, and do what you say you're going to do. And I'm all about loyalty within the corporate structure. So meaning if you enter in a partnership, you guys have to work on the exact same business and there can't be any competing type of interest. Core values defines who you are, and you should always seek people that you align with. If someone's a liar, a stealer, and a cheater, and your core values is integrity, honesty, and loyalty, I guarantee you that partnership is doomed to fail. And if you just define what your core values are up front and you ask your partner what their core values, and if they don't even come closely to line, then that person is not a good partner for you. So many times people get together and they don't align with their core philosophy beliefs, and that becomes a problem, especially when you find out like down the road, maybe 6 or 12 months down the road, when you guys own properties together or you have money in a bank account and you're arguing and one decides, well, I'm just going to take my share and I'll deal with it later. That's when all the problems come about. Guys, remember, a partnership is like a marriage. It's actually, in theory, it's somewhat the same thing. It is a legal binding agreement. And to separate it, you actually have to have a document to govern it. And if you don't agree, you go to court. What's that sound like? It sounds like you could have a marriage that could easily turn into a divorce. So the purpose of this content is to help anybody who's considering bringing on a partnership. So many people think it's so much easier and actually complicated. And the last question on here, question number 4, is, are you doubling your business by bringing on your partner, or are you actually cutting your income in half? Kind of a crazy question, but if you think about it, when you bring on a partner, if you can't at least double your current business, in actuality, you're probably just reducing the amount of money you're going to take home, and you're probably going to increase your workload. So I always look at, if I had to bring on a partner, is you have to be able to double my business and like real quickly, because what's the benefit of being a partner if you don't double it? If you partner up and your business goes up 10%, but then you've got to split the profits, you've got to do, you guys are sharing the workload. What are you really doing? Like it doesn't really it has to justify, it has to make sense. And when I say double your business, that's the bare minimum. That's not the expectation. That's the bare minimum at least a partnership should do. Use these 4 questions to help guide you to answer this. I have so many people go, hey, Rick, should I bring on a partnership? My advice, if you're just starting out, honestly, I would avoid a partnership, because you need to figure out what it is that you want to do in real estate. Wholesaling will get you started. And to me, it is the single best way to really get into real estate, make a lot of money, and buy your freedom. After that, you can decide as you gain experience if you want to bring on a partner. Maybe it's in another business venture, but I would strongly advise on adding a partner unless you are extremely experienced or you have a history with that person and you know exactly what they can do. Remember, it's a lot like a marriage. I don't want you to wind up in a nasty divorce in your business. That's the last thing you got into wholesaling for. Rick, I won't do the partner. So what's your suggestion? I have a real simple solution to avoid the partnership pitfall, especially in the beginning. So hear me out. The one thing I love about real estate is you can do deal to deal and decide to work with someone or move on with your life. So this is a simple way you can do what we call a JV agreement, which is just short for joint venture, which means maybe you have an LLC and I have an LLC. And we go, listen, I'd really like to work with you on this property. And you can help find a buyer. I specialize in buying them like dirt cheap. And I think the two of us together could actually make a lot of money. And I think we both could learn from each other's skill set. So as long as we sign an agreement spelling out exactly what happens with this joint venture from start to finish, and we both can learn from the experience and we agree with it, then let's move forward. It's simple as that. You form it. You don't have to record any legal documents and you go to work. So hopefully it's a short-term project for you, 30 days, 60, maybe 90. And you work on this property, on this project with this person, and you're going to quickly find out what you like and what you don't like. And let's say at the end of it, it just didn't work out. You wound up doing all the work. They just kind of like did nothing. They didn't do 90% of the stuff they're going to say. Then here's the deal. No sweat off your back. Wrap the deal up. Split your profits on however you guys agreed on to it. And move on. Don't do business with that person anymore. That's the beauty of a JV agreement, is they have to come back to the table after each and every deal. Now, if you had a great experience and you made a lot of money and then you learned a lot from it, then hey, listen, let's partner up on the next few deals. I think we can really work together. I'm really good at marketing. You're awesome at sales. And then you have a really good buyers list. I would love to work with you. And that is doing a partnership without the complexity of the full-on legal binding agreement, such as a marriage. So real simple, you can accomplish the exact same thing by doing a JVs. Guys, this is the workaround of a partnership, especially when you start out in the beginning. So if right now you're considering bringing on a partnership, get a deal together, however you guys find it, work together, form a simple JV agreement, follow your state laws, but you don't have to record it. You guys can agree. You can do it without a lawyer and just come up with an agreement. And if it works and you like work with them on a few more properties. What happens if you start to do 5, 6, or 10, or even 20 properties, then maybe that's somebody you could consider like being a partner with. But I want you to get the experience without all the obligation of a legal binding agreement. JVs are a wonderful solution to doing a partnership without all the ties of marriage with it. As you guys get more experience and you do it, some things do warrant partnerships, but I'm going to warn you, partnerships are not simple. It has to make sense. You have to ask a lot of questions. Don't ever dive into a partnership overnight. You have to actually be solving a problem and creating a massive amount of income to make it work. If you're disregarding all this and you go, hey, Rick, I want to move forward with a partnership, I'm telling you this. If you do a partnership, my advice to you is go out and get legal advice. Work with an attorney, form an agreement, make sure you get your articles of incorporation, and you spell out everything, I mean massive detail, financials, who's doing the taxes, who's managing the checking account, how many signatures to release X amount of dollars. At what point do you take a profit? What if someone gets divorced? What if somebody dies? There's so many questions that have to be answered. Guys, remember when you get married, you just sign a marriage license and you move on. And then when people get divorced, then all the legal complexities come into it. Same thing in business is if you preset everything up front, almost kind of like a prenuptial, and spell it all out, then it will alleviate a lot of your legal problems in the end. If a partner steals from you, if someone doesn't do their end of the bargain, because it's very expensive to take these things to court and litigate them. Also remember, if you think you're going to do a partnership because you're going to sell your wholesaling business, I want you to understand 98% of wholesale operations are not sellable, because the real asset is you. And once you take you out of the equation, you don't really have a wholesale operation. I don't care how many standard operating procedures you have, because no one person or company is going to duplicate the results you do. Wholesaling is a very unique operation. The value in wholesaling is always going to be in the assets it produces, meaning the houses, if you do apartments, multifamilies, creative financing, and that's where the true value of any wholesaling operation comes. So make sure you don't enter in a partnership under this dream you're going to sell this business. In reality, you have to sell the portfolio that produces the assets to really sell the big bang buck for a larger business. So guys, tell me what you think. What do you think about a partnership? Are you in one? Are you considering one? Did you realize it winds up being a marriage? And are you okay doing a JV to test the waters out before you go full on in with somebody in the water? I'm telling you guys, I've done a ton of JVs, and JVs solve a lot of the problems of partnerships. It keeps everybody honest and allows you to work deal for deal. That way it keeps everybody on a fair level playing field. And if the deal doesn't work out, you move on, and you can move on with your life without all this legal obligation, court cost, and lawyer expense. So that's the last thing we're going to do. Trust me on it. So tell me in the comments below what you think. Partnership, no partnership. Do you like the idea of using JVs? I love the ideas of using JVs. I think it is a huge workaround to your partnership issues. So, hey, listen, if you guys want to continue to receive the absolute best information on wholesaling available on the internet today, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, share this video with someone you think's considering a partnership, maybe even with you, and hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.